You know what I've realized? When someone loses their spark, it's not one big collapse. It's just months of ignoring small things until they eventually catch up all at once. And getting it back as well is not a big transformation. It usually comes with some very ordinary, very unglamorous decisions, very small changes, in fact, which don't even feel like healing when you're actually making them. But I know what you're thinking. You don't have enough time to do it, you don't even know where your spark went, or whether you've just changed permanently and there's no way to go back to your previous jolly, happier self. But let me tell you this, by some happy accident, I found my spark back after almost a decade. So for you as well, I don't think it's ever too late to find your spark again. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 things in the particular order that it happened, which helped me get my spark back. And along with this, because the weather is so hot outside and I have absolutely nowhere to go, we're going to do a little get ready with me. Because why not? I just feel like dolling up today. So the first thing you can do before anything else is to get your body checked. When I quit my job and moved to Germany, I was in the process of integrating here in the medical system as well, and I was appointed a house doctor, and she was responsible for doing a complete head-to-toe body checkup for me, and I cannot stress enough how important that was. Usually there's this hormone, I'm sure that you've heard of, which rises when your stress is high, which is called cortisol. But in my case, it was in the stark opposite direction. It was well below average, which meant that I was really burnt out. I had been a constant workaholic for 5 years, so I completely ignored my body. I was just focused on proving my worth, building my career, and when I got the chance to rest, all the exhaustion came crashing down on me. Much later, I think just last year, I read the book Your Body Keeps Score, which basically says that your body holds on to stress much before your mind actually admits something's wrong. I completely forgot I was supposed to do makeup as well. I'm doing a little bit of color correcting. So see, when I was talking about hormones, it is so important that you keep your body in check, because all these acne scars that you see, that were also from hormonal changes. It's getting much better now, but it's going to take some time to heal completely. Now I'm a very hands-on person, so I apply all of my makeup with hands only. You may not like it, but it is what it is. I'm going to look at my mirror and talk to you. So the second step that you can do is go back to your childhood hobbies. Think back to your childhood and try to remember what was it that actually brought you a lot of joy, which had nothing to do with getting praise from someone or did not bring any expectations with it. Something that you used to do that could just make you extremely happy. I think it's good. So when you're having fun, you're into something called the flow state. When you enjoy something that much, when you're engrossed in it, it almost feels like meditation. In a book that I read recently, How to Make Your Brain Your Best Friend, Rachel Barr also talked about this in one whole chapter, which was about turning on delight when life feels impossible. So the last time I was in India, I accidentally found my childhood diary, and it was filled with pages of such interesting hobbies. I saw a poem somewhere written by a student in a column. I had made a clipping of it and I tried writing my own poems. It was that simple. And nowadays, if I have to pick up a hobby, I'll think 100 things like I need these tools, I need that equipment, I need to have knowledge about this particular thing, that particular thing. Whereas as a kid, I would just try to imitate it or just try to do something with my own understanding of that hobby. And one of those pages had a very beautiful, colorful drawing on it. So I remembered how happy I used to feel with coloring books as a kid. This is an actual clip from 2024 when I purchased the coloring book and got into that hobby again. And I'm continuing it still, because when I get into coloring, I don't think of the ROI at all. I'm not thinking if I'm building a skill. I'm not thinking if this is increasing my productivity. To me, it's a form of self-acceptance and a way to let my inner child come out again. Next, I'm going to do my brows. Now, the good thing about my brows is that I can use a black pencil. So usually people cannot use black pencil on their eyebrows. They have to go for a brown shade, but my eyebrows are actually black. So I don't have to worry about that at all. Third step is something that you must have heard a lot. Sometimes what you actually need is not a safe, acceptable choice. You have to pick out things for self-care by yourself that people around you might not approve of. And one major part of that self-care is working out. Now, what kind of workout your body needs or you feel comfortable doing is a very individual choice. I chose to go for strength training, and it wasn't an easy decision for me. I have been doing yoga since I was 8 years old, but strength training for me was something that came with a lot of baggage. So in Indian households, there is this belief that strength training makes you bulkier, it makes you look very masculine, and it's not good for women. But my body needed that, so I made the choice to go for it regardless, along with some additional supplements that my doctor was recommending me for all the deficiencies I had. You know that old saying, happy mind, happy life? It's actually missing one step. It's happy body, happy mind, and then happy life. You cannot get a sound mind without a sound body. How you take care of your body, whether you neglect it or you take good care of it, shows exactly in your mental and emotional health as well. For the eyes, I like to do a very simple smoky brown liner. And then I use my nails to just point it out. And that's it. Eyes are good. Thanks to the natural pigmentation on my eyes, I don't necessarily need an eyeshadow. It just works out by itself. The fourth step is to check actually who you're spending time with. I know this one sounds very obvious, but we sometimes fail to recognize that we are surrounded by people who don't exactly align with us. Around the first year when I had moved, I received a call from my old friends and I was just talking to them, and the conversation was very similar to how it used to go earlier. The same kind of jokes, the same kind of topics, but when I kept the call, it felt off. I felt very uncomfortable with the way that conversation went. That's when I realized that I no longer like when people take personal jabs at me and call it a joke, or when they give me backhanded compliments. I'd be very happy to receive constructive criticism, but this does not feel genuine. So I kind of reduced that contact, and suddenly all the other people who were similar just started dropping out of my life. Once I made a decision that I'm not going to spend my energy and time with people who behave this way. Slowly my circle got smaller. New people came into my life which were very different, very positive, very supportive. So that's when the line actually made sense to me, that you have to remove something that doesn't work for you to make space for something new to enter your life that will actually be good for you. Brené Brown also talks about this a lot, that real connections needs boundaries. It's not just about openness and giving everyone access to every part of your life. I learned this a little late, but the people that I surrounded myself with also showed me my own toxic patterns. I think lips are good. I'm just going to apply some lipstick. This is my current favorite lipstick. I'm a big fan of lipsticks, I can keep trying on new lipsticks all the time. I'm currently getting obsessed with the 90s Bollywood style of lipsticks again. So this is that perfect color for me. So pretty. Just going to clear this out. I don't like to use setting spray on my skin because I'm allergic to some components of it. Also not a big fan of highlighters, but blush, absolutely. These are all my bindis. A little bit here in the center. Nice. I'm going to do a complete liner. Okay, I am done. The last one is a subtle shift that you'll have to make, and this is somewhat connected to the previous point where I talked about being around better people. I don't mean to judge others whether they're good or bad, but just better people for me, for my growth, for my well-being. Earlier I used to be in very transactional mindset, I would say. I used to think, should I trust this person or not? Should I put enough effort or energy in this friendship or not? What will I get in return? Will I get betrayal in return? Will they be nice to me? It all came from a point of view of what I will get in this friendship. But because of these people, I learned to come from a point of abundance instead of scarcity. I started asking, what can I offer in these friendships? And that completely shifted my interpersonal relationships. I no longer cared what I was receiving. I only cared about, am I being a good friend first, to ever expect something in return. And just 2 days back, I started reading The Courage to be Disliked, and it gave reason to exactly what I was feeling. If you think about the last time you were jolly, when you enjoyed yourself a lot, when you were able to express yourself, it did not come from a point of distrust towards yourself or others. Although you cannot bring that life back, you can bring the essence of those moments back. But before we end this video, I have to select my jewelry. Not bad. Actually, I like these already. Oh, this is my favorite mantika. I'm not going to wear it now, but I'll just show you. This is what I used to wear during Navratri all the time. Actually, anyway, I'm not going anywhere, so why not just wear it? A nose ring. So this is the final look. So coming back to the main point of this video, if you also lost your spark somewhere along the way, it is not too late to find it back. Let me know in the comments if there's some other point you would like to add on to this list. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.